Good morning and happy Monday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation. We're coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. Just off of 4 hours on 1210 WPHT with Nick Dawn, Harry Mays, a little bit of our good friend Phil Almquist in there.
It feels like a Friday.
It feels like a Friday. Yeah. It feels like a Friday, but it is a Monday. And, this Friday coming up in Tennessee, there may be a little bit of snow coming in Friday, Saturday. Maybe
I saw Saturday, big. Sean was saying 10 inches. I didn't see
well,
that, but you
the
were
European model,
right.
for now.
I'm a Russian European.
Says that there may be 10 inches of snow on Saturday here in Tennessee, which will shut the state down for about a month.
We're going to get a snow shovel. I said it right that time.
Yeah. Not a show snuffle.
That's what I said this morning.
She was like, we all get a show snuffle. Come on, man. It's 10 inches of snow.
My body's revolting. I had a nosebleed this morning. I've never had a nosebleed. It wasn't like a gusher.
No good.
But it was bad.
Yeah.
My body's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get, it's going to be about ice in Alabama, and snow potentially through middle Tennessee. So we'll be tracking that. It's 9:04, so that's weather on the fours. And that is good. All right, let's. I want to say thank you to AP for Liberty for the raid, by the way, here on Rumble. Appreciate you.
Howdy.
And I believe that's Austin Peterson. He is. He's awesome on X. He puts out some really good content. So I believe that's who that is. And if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but I still like Austin Peterson, even if he didn't rate us. He's still awesome. So, I mean, whether or not that was him today or wasn't him today, I still like Austin Peterson. I think he's great. So big ups to him anyway for being cool. But if he rated us, even more big ups and more hat tips there. All right. We got a lot to get to today. Hey, a little bit from the sports front, just a little bit of breaking sports news if anybody cares. Not a lot to, but there are some sports fans here, some Rumble Rundown viewers and audience members here. The Buffalo Bills have fired their head coach. Sean McDermott is out in Buffalo, so he is. That is interesting. That's another guy the New York Jets are going to pass up on for Aaron Glenn, which is wonderful. Great. The Democrats are pro-crime. Okay? Not soft on crime, not weak on crime, pro-crime. That's where they are now. The Democrats are pro-crime. They take the side of the criminals, they encourage the criminals, they bail out the criminals, they do the cashless bail, they excuse criminal behavior when it comes to criminals. The Democrats are pro-crime. They're not soft, they're not weak, they're just pro-crime. They encourage it. At the very best, they look the other way. They're like, there's crime over there? Wow, we should look over here, right? This is how they do it. This is how they do it. And so this is what the majority of the show is going to be about today. Because you had these incidents again, it's Minnesota. But it's not just Minnesota. We have something out of Maryland. It's mostly Minnesota. I got a question for our esteemed live chat, okay? Are any of you like me old enough to remember when the Biden administration put pro-life protesters in jail for the felony of praying outside of an abortion clinic? Do any of you remember that here in the live chat today? Are any of you like me in that you have a good enough memory to remember something 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever this happened, within the last couple years? Are any of you like me, Sheba Rista saying, face act now? Yeah, there you go. Look at this. Yeah, y'all like me. That's sometimes a bad thing, but usually it's a good thing. So you guys remember, like Bevelyn Beatty and these folks who went into prayed outside of an abortion clinic.
Do you remember?
Right? Pro-life protesters. peacefully protest. You guys all remember that. Kit Kat Mar says, you had me at old enough. I figured that'd be funny because, I tend to... I'm getting old, but I'm not that old yet, right? Okay? So you guys do remember that. Like it was yesterday. Okay, cool. Like it was yesterday. Yeah, so you do remember that. Mark Houck, that was in Pennsylvania. Dawn Stensland talked about this morning on 1210 WPHT. He was exonerated. Him and his son were prosecuted, but it was exonerated, okay? So you have now a large number of anti-ICE protesters terrorizing a church. Not storming the church. Not rioting at the church. Terrorizing a church. Why do I use the term terrorizing? I'll show you a picture. We'll get to that in a second. I'll show you a picture. Okay? There's precedent. Okay, as Sheba and so many were saying, the FACE Act, which is what they went after the pro-lifers with. It's not like old precedent where you have to go back to 1795 and the Alien Enemies Act and all of these things, right? There's recent precedent, right? You have to go after these people. There cannot be any excuses now. If Americans, and in this case Christians, think of it. This administration bombed another country to stop the persecution and slaughter of Christians. I'm not saying to bomb anybody here in the United States. You know who did it. And I'm just going to say this, because it only happened in one church yesterday. Don Lemon just magically showed up at the church that it was going to happen at. Come on, you and I, we all know the man's not that smart. Okay? Somebody tipped him off to this. What they did in that church yesterday was illegal. It was a violation of everybody in that church's constitutional First Amendment rights. Don Lemon knew about it. He is, in that regard, I believe, a co-conspirator. He should be charged today. Today. I don't want to hear about files on desks. I don't want to. She did it again. If state leaders don't take this seriously, we're going to do something. You expect Tim Walz and Keith Ellison to do something about this? So you are now setting the precedent. And look, I hope Pam Bondi does something. We're 24 hours outside of it. These things take time, okay? But if you do nothing here and do a typical, punting of the football, which this Department of Justice has been known to do, okay? If you do nothing here, you are now setting the precedent. You're sending the message to Christians all across the country, churchgoers all across the country, that you're not safe in church. Your constitutional right to religion and your freedom of religion, that's gone. That's the message you're going to send if you do nothing here. So this little statement from Pam Bondi, I just spoke to the pastor in Minnesota whose church was targeted. Attacks against law enforcement and the intimidation of Christians are being met with the full force of federal law. If state leaders refuse to act responsibly to prevent lawlessness, this Department of Justice will remain mobilized to prosecute federal crimes and ensure that the rule of law prevails. Okay, the state leaders that you're going to rely on to do something would be Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, and Keith Ellison. These are three people who have absolutely no interest in holding any of those people accountable. None. I do not. This is one of those, this is put up or shut up time for Pam Bondi. This is it. This really is it. If you don't hold those, and listen, maybe you don't get them all, but you've got a guy on video, Don Lemon, who magically found the church that this was going to be happening at while it happened. And you're going to tell me he didn't know in advance that this was going to go down? Haul his ass in front of a judge or somewhere, FBI for interrogation, and make that man sing like a canary. Make whoever told him that it was going to happen, make him give you the name. You don't think he's going to give you the name? This is it. This is it. If you don't go after these people, Pam Bondi, Department of Justice, if you don't go after these people who did that yesterday in Minneapolis, I mean, the midterms ain't going to be pretty. Because that was not okay. And what would the reaction be if that happened at a mosque? What would the reaction be? Well, the administration may not, treat it any differently or whatever. But the left will be going nuts. You cannot interrupt Muslims at their place of worship. Oh, but you can interrupt Christians at their place of worship. And Jews. We've seen it happen to Jews. Attacks at synagogues, etc. Okay. All I'm going to say here is, look, I don't expect anything to happen overnight. I'm not expecting to see perp walks this afternoon. But something's got to be done. If law enforcement is not questioning Don Lemon in the not so distant future, I would do it today. Then like, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to black pill. I don't want to get negative. It's just, this to me feels like another one of these situations where it looks like it would be easy to do something here and they're just not going to do it. I don't know that they're not going to do it. It's just that the past has left me very jaded. It's like being a Jets fan. You know they're not going to make the playoffs because it's the Jets. Right? They're going to be bad every day. It's like death taxes. The Jets suck. Let's see what happens. I'm just trying to keep a level head here because I could be wrong and they could go after all these people. They could. Let's see. I'm not optimistic, but let's see. Okay. We have so much video. And so many stories and so much to get to. But before we get to all that, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It's OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. Folks, if you are tired of dry and irritated skin and big woke corporations, who's not tired of big woke corporations?
I am.
Give OFP Farms a try. OFP Farms produces quality goat milk products for everyday use like soaps, lotions, lip balms, all natural pain relief, and beard products as well. Now you say goat milk. What's the big deal with goat milk? Goat milk is packed naturally with essential vitamins that help nourish and replenish your skin. And it also promotes regrowth of dead skin cells damaged by everyday life, harsh chemicals, and exposure to the elements. OFP Farms creates, produces, and ships directly from their farm. Their products are made with premium ingredients in small batches to maintain quality. They are a family-owned and operated goat farm. They are a patriotic, America-first, God-fearing company. Ditch the woke brands. I guarantee you there's a woke product that you're using somewhere. I'm not telling you to change your whole lifestyle and do it all at once, okay? I'm telling you something as simple as lip balm, all right? You use chapstick. Stop using chapstick. Stop. Number one, this is a better product. Number two, it's owned by better people. What's better than that? Nothing. OFPFarms.com. Use your promo code Sean. You're going to get 10% off right now at OFPFarms.com. It's Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN for 10% off right there, OFPFarms.com. Again, chapstick, owned by Pfizer. This stuff, owned by our friends at OFP Farms. Who would you rather support? Okay? Well, I don't buy chapstick to support Pfizer. Yes, but you are supporting Pfizer when you do buy chapstick. You could buy a better product and support better people. And again, it's not even that this is a better product. than chapstick. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAW. Maybe you don't want lip balm. Maybe you want soap. Maybe you want lotion.Maybe you want the magnesium stuff, the beef tallow, all of that, the beard oil. All that stuff is great. OFPfarms.com, promo code Sean. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. All right. I can already feel my voice is going away. It's been a dry morning. It's been a long morning. Yeah. It's been a good morning. Yeah. But it has been dry. Let's get to, let's start off with, well, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's start off with this. Here's Don Lemon. He's talking to the Attorney General of Minnesota, Keith Ellison. Remember what I said last week? Someone said to me that's a stupid conspiracy theory on Instagram, that I said the left wants their protesters to die. Remember I said that?
How's that a conspiracy?
There were some people like, oh, this is stupid. This is very stupid. It's a conspiracy. The left doesn't want they're not training these people to go out there and die. Yeah, white women they're the new cannon fodder, if you don't believe that. They're the party of death. This is exactly what they're doing. They love when their people die because then they get to fundraise and then they get to call for abolishing ICE. And by the way, you know what? Because I said the word fundraise, this spurred this thought. I'm going to say this right now. If you send me anything that has to do with Jake Lang and you're asking me to support him, I'm not going to do it. Okay? I don't want to see him get hurt. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But if you can't see it now, you're never going to see it. Leave me the F alone with Jake Lang stuff, please. Okay? Because is it a coincidence that everywhere that guy goes, there's trouble? Whether it was the Austin Metcalf situation, whether it was he showed up to January 6th looking for trouble and caused a lot of it and got a lot of people in trouble while he was in jail. Whether it's this nonsense that he pulled a couple days ago in Minneapolis. Okay, if you tell a group of Islamists and leftists that you're going to burn a Quran, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, they don't play about that book.
Okay? Now, I'm not saying them kicking your ass is the right thing to do, but Let me just make it very simple for all of them, because there's a lot of dumb people who don't seem to understand this, okay? Jake Lang went to Minnesota. Now, there's a difference with what Jake Lang did and what somebody like Nick Sorter or Dustin Gregory are doing. Nick Sorter and Dustin Gregory are out there filming, documenting, reporting on what's going on. Jake Lang is going out there to intentionally get his ass beat and then fundraise, please help me, I got my ass beat. Okay, well, if this is a new business and this is very lucrative, I'm going to jump in a snake pit and I'm going to get bit by a venomous snake. And then I'm going to ask all of you to help me with my bills because I got bit by a venomous snake, even though I knew if I jumped in the snake pit, I was going to get bit by a venomous snake. Do you understand what he's doing here? He's pouring gasoline all over himself. And then striking matches, knowing he's going to get lit on fire to come back and then say, please help me with my burn injuries, the injuries from this horrifying fire. Folks, do not fall for the antics. I'm not saying what happened to him was right. It wasn't. But he's not innocent. And mate, is he on the right side of the Islam issue? Sure, he says he is. His views change like the wind too. But I'm not saying I want him to get hurt. What I'm saying is he wants to get hurt. Because once he's hurt, he can claim that he's a victim and he can fundraise. Same thing that the Democrats are doing with their protesters. They want their protesters to get hurt. They want their protesters to die. They want their protesters to die. Why would you say that? Why would they want their protesters to die? Because then they can riot over the fact that one of their protesters died. And they can distract from the things that make them look bad, like the Somali fraud, like the open border, like the fact that they are pro-crime. Now, it's kind of backfiring on them now because everyone's kind of seeing that the Democrats are all about encouraging this criminal behavior. But let me play for you again. These are one of the state officials that Pam Bondi was like, if they do nothing, we're going to do something. Yeah, okay. Here's Keith Ellison, the Attorney General of Minnesota, with Don Lemon yesterday. Listen to this.
This woman lost her life trying to be vigilant on behalf of the most vulnerable members of our community.
Yeah.
And I think that is beautiful. And so we're standing where she lost her life just a short while ago. And
well, as we say in this country, right, we are in pursuit of a more perfect union, not perfect.
Keith Ellison saying it's beautiful that Renee Good lost her life. Hello? I'm sorry. I thought, hey, asshole on Instagram who said it was a conspiracy theory. Your own piece of sugar honey iced tea attorney general is admitting it. Hello? Are we paying attention? Okay? I've been saying this for weeks. The Democrats love it when their protesters die. And now you have the Attorney General of Minnesota saying it's beautiful that she lost her life.
this woman lost her life trying to be vigilant on behalf of the most vulnerable members of our community.
Yeah.
And I think that is beautiful. And so we're standing where she lost her life just a short while.
You think that's beautiful. We all know why you think that's beautiful. Because it gives you an excuse to get in front of a camera. Because it gives left-wing agitators an excuse to destroy things. Because it gives everybody something to focus on when the $9 billion plus in fraud that has left your state in the hands of Somali savages from the third world, happened on your watch. But of course, you think it's beautiful that a woman lost her life because she was put in a situation, she was indoctrinated to believe something about immigration and customs enforcement. Of course you think it's beautiful. I told you this is the way they think, and now he's admitting it in front of everybody. Don Lemon and Keith Ellison, right there saying the quiet part out loud, as they say. Right? That's the quiet part out loud. They're pro-crime. It's beautiful that she lost her life breaking the law. They're pro-crime. It's beautiful that she lost her life doing something that she was not legally allowed to do. They're pro-crime. It's beautiful because it encourages the radicals to take to the streets and to riot. And now we are 12 days away from another potential government shutdown. And the Democrats are hard pivoting now to say, well, no, this isn't about healthcare anymore. We don't want to fund ICE. And their party is going to love it. John Thune, listen to me. Nuke the filibuster and do this without them. You're walking into a trap. All right. Next, we need more of this from ICE. We need more of this. Tell these people who they're protecting. If I hear one more time, Donald Trump is protecting pedophiles. No, he's not. But you people are in the streets when you're standing in front of ICE vehicles who are going after illegal aliens who are actually pedophiles. Listen.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressed. We're not
That
honking.
vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane. That's what we're doing. My warrant's not for you. My warrant is not for you. I don't have to do it. It's insane. How you can be honking.
I love the fact that he actually took the time to say that, we're press. That actually makes it worse. Because the press is covering them in a bad light. And he's like, I'm going after somebody who sexually abused a kid. And you think that makes them what? The Gestapo? Pro-crime. Not soft on crime. Pro-crime. It is time. We're going to have to pivot on that messaging. And there's no counterpoint. What do you mean? Oh, we're not pro-crime. We believe that nobody is above the law. Then why did you just assault a church? Well, the pastor is collaborating with ICE. So what if he is? And he actually works as, I think, the field director in the St. Paul ICE office. So what? There's nothing wrong with that. I could look, if I found out, let's just say, for example, that a pastor here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, during the week was, I don't know, a higher up at a pharmaceutical company like, let's say, Pfizer. I don't like Pfizer. Am I kicking down the door of the church and running in there with a pack of people screaming, "You're a big pharma, you're shill, this vaccine, we're killing"? I'm not doing that. Now, I may make a post about it on social media and report on it like a journalist or a reporter, but I'm not going to storm the church and impact all of the other people that are in the church negatively, because these Christians, they already know their targets. Right? And that's the difference between us and them. The people who did that yesterday or 2 days ago need to be legally held accountable to the highest and fullest extent. This cannot be allowed to happen in the United States. Cannot. Cannot. All right. Quick break. I want to talk to you about our friends over at Silent. SLNT.com, SLNT.com, SLNT.com/Sean. And then I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. I think this should be looked into as terrorism in this church. I'll show you the faces of some of the people who were terrified in the moment of what was going on in their church. It's terrorism. Okay? But first, a word from our friends over at Silent. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, your phone, it's a tracking device. We had dinner with somebody last night. We had no idea that our phone, well, we knew our phones were listening. We get out, we're getting ads for that person's political campaign.
Oh, it was so silly.
Unbelievable. Yeah. By the way, you don't have to give us ads. We're all in, okay? Very important race coming up here in April and May. And I think we'll have more about that in a little bit. Probably first week of February, I'll have something formal out.
Okay, cool.
About that. I have a couple of good ideas on how we're going to announce something. It's a very, very important local position, and the gentleman who's running for this office and his wife, great people. So I'll have something formal out probably first week in February after that event.
Okay.
You know. But our phones were apparently listening to us because when we got
I knew
out,
who we were with, because as soon as I checked Facebook, their post was the first thing that popped up, and then I went to Instagram. First thing that popped up, and I was like, okay. You know. I literally haven't even told Instagram or Facebook. Now, Meta.
That wouldn't have happened if you had a silent Faraday device.
That's very true.
Because it wouldn't be listening, right? So that's what I'm saying. Your phone's a tracking device, it's a listening device. We all know that. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, everybody wants a piece of your data, right? Everybody wants a piece of your data. And they don't ask, they just go on and take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals like cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology trusted by special ops teams around the world, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now it is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve and it is off the grid. Completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbody, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit SLNT, Sierra Lima November Tango.com/Sean, SHAWN, to save 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is silent.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com. Silence the chaos and go silent today. SLNT.com/Sean, SLNT.com/Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November. All right. Let me show you these pictures here. This is why I call it terrorism. Okay. We're not going to mince words. Okay. And this is why we're going to watch this very closely with regards to how Pam Bondi handles a case like this. There were children there. there were kids in the church. And, you know, some of those kids were incredibly scared. Take a look at this picture from that church yesterday while this whole thing went down. Look at these kids. This girl right in the middle there, scared. This little boy's crying. He's being consoled. He's looking a little, you know, look at these guys. That's just one picture. It's terrorism. It's terrorism. They terrorized those people. And I don't want to hear, if these people don't act, then we will act. Just act! F them! They don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. Just act. The Biden administration wasted no time going after people for praying outside of an abortion clinic. These agitators busted into the church, terrorized those people, cut the service short, trampled on their First Amendment rights, all of it. It's all on video, thanks to Don Lemon. There is no excuse, none, not to go after these people. None. And start with Don Lemon. Start with Don Lemon. How did he know where to be? How did he know? Did he just wake up, roll out of bed and be like, you know what? That church is going to be the place to be today. And I hope I'm lucky. What do you think? Don Lemon went to church? No. I don't think so.
Nobody goes, oh, I'm Christian. Oh.
Would you just, no. Somebody tipped him off that was going to be happening. It's like when Roger Stone's house was raided and CNN had their cameras out there. Somebody tipped him off. I want to know who that somebody is. And if you don't think Don Lemon, look, as much as he's probably into some of the things that happen in jail showers, I don't think he wants to go to jail. Okay? Don Lemon knew where to be. He didn't come up with that idea by himself. Find out who tipped him off. Go after them too. All of them. Make them all sing. Make them all rat each other out. What happened in Minneapolis with this church being stormed, assaulted, and terrorized is not okay and has no place, none, in this country. Americans should not have to fear that their church is about to get overrun by dumbasses and angry little dweebs simply because the pastor has an association with ICE. Not in this country. Not in this country. It is time for the Department of Justice to do something, and to do something quickly, and to be harsh, and to be brutal, and to make an example. If you keep doing this, you're sharing a cell with those people. Period. End of story. All right. Kristi Noem, yesterday. I should have this clip. Where the hell is it? Did I not bring this clip in here? I guess I didn't. Kristi Noem said that 70% of the illegals, this was on one of those Sunday morning shows. Yeah, I forgot to download it. That's okay, because it's not like anything profound. Kristi Noem said that 70% of detained illegal immigrants face charges, criminal charges, or convictions. Now, the one thing that she did say in there that I was very happy about, I think I could, you know what I'll do, is I'll play the audio for you. Let me do this. Let me play the audio for you so you can hear it. And because there's one piece of this that I actually really did like that she said. So I'm going to play the audio. Whoops, let me get in here. Let me play this. I'll just play the audio for you. Take a listen.
According to Pew, Minnesota's population of immigrants
this is Margaret Brennan.
Stands at 2.2%.
I don't really care, Margaret.
So how do you judge when you've gotten everyone off the streets that you say
we could put it on here.
Requiring your federal agents be there? How do you say we've had mission accomplished?
Well, we won't stop until we are sure that all the dangerous people are picked up, brought to justice, and then deported back to their home countries. You don't have a number or a date? We wouldn't be in this situation. We wouldn't be in this situation if Joe Biden hadn't allowed our open border policies to be in place and allowed up to 20 million people unvetted into this country. We have no idea how many dangerous people are here. When you have millions of people coming in that are terrorists, suspected terrorists, criminals, come from countries in the mass migration that the Biden administration facilitated, I can't tell the people of Minnesota exactly how many dangerous criminals they have. I do know that they're extremely grateful every time we get a pedophile off the street. We arrested an individual this week that was raping children. I think those parents in Minnesota can sleep better at night knowing that that person isn't free.
Sure, but you just said millions. What's the breakdown of the percentage of those who you have in custody who have actually committed a criminal offense versus just the civil infraction?
Every single individual has committed a crime, but 70% of them have committed or have charges against them on violent crimes and crimes that they are charged with or have been convicted of that have come from other countries that are here illegally, first of all, and then they...
Sorry. Margaret Brennan's going to sit there and argue with her and, oh, that's not the real number and that's not this and that's not... But did you catch the part that I like what Kristi Noem said? Every single one of them has committed a crime. Every single one of those illegal aliens has committed a crime. As Bad Moon is saying in the chat, all of them broke the law. Pop quiz to the chatsters, okay? You ready? What percentage of illegal aliens that came into the country illegally are criminals? What percentage? What percentage? What percentage of illegal aliens that came into the country illegally have committed a crime? What percentage? What's the number? There's only one right answer. There it is. Brennan, what's the answer?
100.
100%. Look at the smart chat. Smart Brennan. A lot smarter than Margaret Brennan. 100%. Look at this smart chat. Look at this. Round of applause. You know, we may not even hit it yet. I'm going to give you Mo just because you're all so smart. Okay? Have we hit Mo yet, actually?
No, but we're close.
We're close, but and when we hit Mo, we'll do it again at the thumbs up button, okay? Because you're so smart. I honk my hedgehog when the chat gets smart.
You get him so excited.
Just 100% of illegal aliens who entered this country illegally are criminals. Thank you, Kristi Noem, for saying that. Thank you, chat, for backing it up. Beautiful people. I have to say that. Beautiful, fantastic, highly respected people. I have to say it. You really are beautiful and highly respected people. Next, let's go to Maryland for a change of pace. Four MS-13 gang members have been arrested in Maryland after murdering a 14-year-old boy. Remember Senator Chris Van Hollen? Wasting away down in Kilmargaritaville, right?
That's so catchy.
Senator Van Hollen, who flew down to El Salvador and drank margaritas with the MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Remember that back in April when all that nonsense happened? This is just great. This aged like milk. 4 MS-13 gang members in Maryland. Oh, they're just Maryland. They're just a Maryland man. Just Maryland dad. 4 MS-13 gang members arrested in Maryland for the murder of a 14-year-old boy. Maybe they killed him because they're just out for a better life. I don't know. But Chris Van Hollen, remember, he said, oh, these illegal aliens are no threat to the public. Here.
Pictured on your screen. The fourth is underage and police are not publicly identifying them. All are in custody. This investigation dates back to early November after local officers and FBI agents found a body while searching for a missing person at Indian Creek Stream Valley Park in College Park, Maryland. Our Felicia Ashley reports police say the murders appear to be gang related.
14-year-old Jefferson Amaya Ayala of D.C. was last seen alive here near this street in the Brightwood neighborhood in Northwest D.C. Investigators say that he was killed the same day that he went missing back in August. 7 News learned from investigators that the teen was lured to the Indian Creek Stream Valley Park in College Park. Saturday, law enforcement announced 4 suspects were arrested. The Prince George's County Police Department charged 4 suspects with the murder of Amaya Ayala. 18-year-old Jose Merlos Majano, 21-year-old Alan Josea Garcia Padilla, and 19-year-old William Quiera Gutierrez. All 3 are from D.C. A 4th suspect is a 17-year-old from Hyattsville. In November, the FBI, MPD, and PG County Police were looking for Amaya Ayala in this park. Instead, they found his body. The medical examiner ruled his death a homicide and found multiple injuries on the 14-year-old's body.
14 years old. Remember this? Blast from the past? Chris Van Hollen, Kill Margaritaville? Here we go again. Let me play this for you right here, if it'll play. Oh, bummer. Bummer. Let's see if I go straight to the source. What'll happen? There we go. That should work. There we go.
You have said that you won't vote for a single dollar to fund Trump's ICE operations until there are reforms. So what are you demanding, and is that leverage that can actually work?
Well, what I'm saying is exactly as you quoted, that I am not going to cast a vote, not one dime, to support this lawless, brutal Trump ICE operation. So what I'm saying is, unless there are significant reforms to rein in this lawless ICE operation, and there was a federal judge that just this week said that ICE agents were violating people's constitutional rights, right? They were preventing them from engaging in protected, peaceful protest.
That's enough.
So
I've had enough. I've had enough. See what I'm saying, though? These Democrats are going to wind up shutting down the government over ICE. You can get away from that. You can get away from that. He claimed yesterday on ABC, on that very show, that illegal aliens don't pose any public threat whatsoever. Tell it to the 14-year-old who's dead. And Fonda brings up a good point. Yeah, they're not protesting. They're obstructing. That's illegal. All right. Quick break. Word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Before we do that, I know we have to mow again. So let's mow again. There it is. Woo! Ahoo, yeah. Right? There it is. There he is. Oh. That was an empty one, Mo. I'm very unhappy with that. Okay, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. And then we're going to end the show today on a very funny and light note.
Oh, good.
Okay. First, we're going to do something on a serious note, then a funny and light note. Okay. I've got a funny and light note. We're going to laugh at, we'll show you who we're going to laugh at. Okay. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Hey, everybody. Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees, No pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen, and it'll take you right there. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Again, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Yeah, it's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. We thank Jeremy and Golden Crest for being a part of the show. Appreciate it. We need to win the midterms. And this is why on the first show of 2026, I said we have to do these. We have to do everything that we do this year has to be in the lens of winning the midterms. Because what happens if the left regains power? It's worse than just they're going to impeach Donald Trump. Here's this. I don't know why she's been so popular lately. Maybe she's doing the shock jock thing. I don't know. Jennifer Welsh. I mean, people, they interview her because she says bat soup crazy things. Here's Jennifer Welsh. Mask off. At least she's being honest with what they want to do to us. Listen.
The blue tsunami means that Congress is going to haul Elon Musk, big balls, and a bunch of other people's ass in front and say, what crimes did you commit? And it's going to get really serious. And the same with Trump, because I believe, and this is just my opinion, that Trump and all of the bottom-feeding morons surrounding him, and Elon Musk and all the bottom-feeding Klingeroners that surround him, I think they commit crimes every day. And I think to reconcile all of this is going to take hardcore, not integrity Democrats. Fuck you, Democrats. Fuck you for fucking over our country. We are serious about this. We are prosecuting. We're going to uncover every document, every phone call, everything you did. We will be relentless about it. And that's the mindset they've got to have, because I think the electorate is going from, we've got to get him out, but also we want accountability.
There has to be accountability. You have to have a situation where there's accountability. And I talked about this the other day with
Jim Acosta,
the former MPD police officer who almost got killed on January 6th. He said, and I think it's true, that it's more than just the Dems win back the Congress and the White House. We have to change this John Roberts Supreme Court decision that gave the President of the United States a blank check. No man or woman should be above the law in this country. And Donald Trump sure as shit should not be above the law in this country.
Oh, Jim Acosta's so edgy, he's cursing.
Think the Democrats have to talk about it in these terms, that, listen, if we get back in there, and I'm not saying I'm part of the Democratic Party, but I'm saying this is the way the Democrats should communicate. They should say when they're back in there, if you guys are going to cling to this idea that Donald Trump is unaccountable, it's just not going to work. And that means adding seats to the Supreme Court so that immunity decision can be overturned. And so Donald Trump can be held accountable for his crime.
Jim Acosta. Well, I'm not saying I'm a Democrat, but I nodded along and said yes to everything Jennifer Welsh said, including hauling people in front of Congress and investigating people in search of crimes instead of investigating crimes in search of people, and, packing the Supreme Court. And okay. So again, if your thing is bitching about a foreign country in the Middle East all day long, no, my thing is stopping that. Is your thing stopping that? Because if your thing is stopping that type of person from taking power, then I'm with you. If your thing is making a scene because you think the Jews are somehow causing every inconvenience in your life, or whatever you're bitching about, whatever it might be, if it is not going to help us stop those people, I want nothing to do with you, and quite literally, you're dead to me. Right? Just go away. Just go away. That is what we're fighting against. That is what we are fighting to stop. That. Don't laugh at it. Believe them when they tell you who they really are. That is who they are. I forget who said it in the chat. It's way up. I'm not going to be able to find it. But they said, that's the Democrat Party now, guys. If you don't vote and you don't participate in your local, state, and federal elections, you will be stuck with that. And you will have nobody to blame but yourselves. Yes, I know the Republicans in leadership right now haven't delivered all the results that we want. But my goodness, we're not being hauled in front of Congress. It's a lot better than the alternative. And sometimes we got to be thankful for what we have and not upset about what we don't have. You want to stop that? You're on my team. If you don't want to stop that, you're not on my team, and I want nothing to do with you. I hope I'm clear. All right, we're going to go to a lighter note here. Here's Scott Bessent with Kristen Welker. This is a Treasury Secretary. I'm a Kristen Welker. Because Donald Trump is talking about Greenland. So let me show you what he played here, because Trump's taking an interesting approach to Greenland. I had a bunch of dopey Europeans come on my X feed, which, by the way, they pushed the post over 1 million views, so thank you. But I had a bunch of just moronic people, in the United Kingdom, where they still worship a guy who walks around in robes and a spiky hat, his little crown, and, oh, the Queen, we have to take a moment to grieve. Shut it. You literally pay a license to watch television in your home, and if you don't, you're breaking the law. Okay? Oh, well, we can go to the hospital and we don't have to pay. Oh, yeah, but you also got to wait like 15 years for a strep test to come back with your socialized medicine. Miss me with your nonsense. You smelly European fools. Oh, by the way, did we mention the rape gangs? Not yet. Yeah, you got that problem over there in Europe, too. Where the number one name of young boys, newborn boys, is Mohammed. You think you're doing it right over in Europe? Okay. I made a post that said, it's so cool. Donald Trump is tariffing Greenland, and then the money that he's going to collect from the tariffs that the EU is going to pay for Greenland. Wow, it's funny. I was like half trolling about it. They're like, you don't know how tariffs work. The U.S. is doing it wrong. Oh. Here's Scott Bessent talking about the Greenland strategy.
Let's look back. Denmark has a terrible history with Greenlanders. There was forced sterilizations up until the 80s or the 90s. So all of a sudden, now that the U.S. has expressed an interest, there is this new interest. And again, the United States needs to be in control to prevent a war, and that we do not want to get dragged into someone else's war.
Well, but this is about the United States' relationship with its allies, NATO allies, again, reacting with alarm. They're warning that this move to annex Greenland could, in fact, destroy NATO. So let me just put this to you bluntly. Is Greenland or NATO more essential to the United States' national security?
Well, Chris, that's obviously a false choice. That's a
not from the perspective of European leaders.
The European leaders will come around and they will understand that they need to be under the U.S. security umbrella. What would happen in Ukraine that if the U.S. pulled its support out? The whole thing would collapse. That the U.S., Kristen, to be clear, since 1980, the U.S. has spent U.S. military spending versus NATO military spending, we have spent $22 trillion more than the Europeans have. That we are peace through strength. And the Europeans now are only trying to play catch up. And that is only through President Trump. President Trump believes in NATO, but he does not believe in the American people being dragged in.
Well, in terms of the cost.
All right. I mean, what's more important, NATO or Greenland? I would say Greenland, by the way. NATO doesn't exist without the United States. But here's the thing I want to laugh at. Because, NATO, if a NATO ally is attacked, then, the other NATO allies will defend and attack back and this whole thing. So here we had the Prime Minister of Canada walking around thinking he's got, these big balls that he doesn't. He's Canadian. Come on. I know we got some Canadians in the chat, some 51s. This is not a joke at your expense, but your country's a joke. And I want to play this clip as to explain why this country's a joke.
I'd like to know what Canada is doing to protect the integrity of Greenland. And related, China fashions itself a near Arctic power and with some claims to Arctic resources. So I wonder if you could answer that question, what we're doing to help protect Greenland's integrity, and how do you feel about China's claims, such as they are, to Arctic resources?
Well, to several aspects of that. The first, with respect to Greenland, the future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for the Kingdom of Denmark. We are NATO partners with Denmark, and so our full partnership stands. Our obligations on Article 5, Article 2 of NATO stand, and we stand full square behind those.
Oh, Article 5, huh? You threatening us? Do you honestly think anybody in the United States of America is afraid of Canada? Really? Snow Mexico? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We gonna pour maple syrup on us? What are you going to do? Huh? Well, 15% of your population is French. You guys surrender at the first sight of trouble. What are you going to do? Canada, you threatening the United States? You really want to do that? You want to go down this road? I don't think you do. I love the fact that Trump is tariffing the EU until they come around on Greenland. Take the money, put it towards the Greenland purchase. Thank you for helping pay for Greenland. We get Magamo time? Someone says Magamo time. We got that?
We're 2 away.
All right. Well, give me the 2. You got to get the 2.
Okay, we're there.
All right. There you go. Magamo is here. He's the large hedgehog. There he goes. Canada. Yeah. Okay. We're so scared of Snow Mexico. I'm so scared of Prime Minister Carney. Ooh, scary. It's keeping me up at night. Canada is trying to play tough with the United States. Okay. It's time, might be time to get little brother in line again. Might be time. All right. Thank you so much for watching and listening, folks. Remember to subscribe to our audio podcast. Helps our show flap the charts over there on the audio side as well by going on to any of your podcasting apps and hitting, searching for Ungoverned. Jeremy Harrell up next with Live from America. He's a little upset today. His Bears yesterday did not pull it out, but it was a great game, and they had a really good season. Jeremy Harrell up next with Live from America right here on LFA TV. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the follow button. Jeremy coming up, as we said, in just a matter of moments. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great a great rest of your Monday. And we will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, rumble.com/LFA TV at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. In the words of John Fetterman, good night, everybody. Bang, gavel. And as always, thank you for your attention to this matter.